unknown x can be found on this equation in its right-hand side. We are going to manipulate this equation in such a way that we are going to solve for the variable x. But of course, we'll be applying one of the important properties in algebra that will allow us to move the variable on the left-hand side with ease. In the meantime, we're just going to solve or isolate the variable x on the right-hand side by removing the coefficients and the terms associated with it. We are given here with 13 is equal to 4x minus 3. Since the variable x is on the right hand side, let's manipulate the right hand side and make sure that the variable left there is just x. In this case, we are going to remove this 3 here, or specifically minus a 3. To remove that, or to make that 0, we are going to add 3 here. So that negative 3 plus 3, that would be 0. But properties of equality always reminds us that what you did here, you also do it on the right hand or the other side, in this case the left hand side. This would mean the left hand side would become 13 plus 3, which is 16, and your right hand side will just be equal to 4x, because 3 or minus 3 is now removed. Since we are solving for the variable x, the unknown x, not 4x, we are going to remove the coefficient of 4. We are not going to subtract nor add, but since 4 and x are separated by multiplication, we are going to divide here by 4. So that 4 divided by 4, that's 1. We are left with x. Do the same thing on the other side. You have here this. This would mean 16/4 is equal to 4, and that is equal to your variable x here. Now for some of us who don't like having variable x on the right hand side of the equation, but of course this is already acceptable, you can apply here what we call as a symmetric property. The symmetric property of equality allows us to interchange both sides without altering the signs nor the values of the terms. So simply make it here x is equal to 4. But of course, they are just the same. Now that we have the value of 4, let's try to verify if it's really true. This value of the unknown should satisfy our given equation. Our equation is a 13 is equal to 4x minus 3, and we are going to use here the value of x that we have solved being equal to 4. Before we continue, by the way, going back here, you could always apply symmetric property even in the starting point. Okay, as long as you do it right, it will not alter any sign. The value of the unknown will still be the same. Here, going back here and checking, we are just going to substitute the value of the variable on here. So you have here 13 is equal to 4 times, you have your 4, the value of x, minus 3. Once you're checking or verifying, please don't forget to place here question mark, since you are just checking. The goal of the checking is to make sure that both sides of the equations will be the same. So you have here 13, 4 times 4 is 16, minus 3. Even if it's too obvious, simply continue with the process, because the goal again is to come up with this portion, which is a 13, and the other side will also be 13. At this time, you have now verified that this stays as an equation, and the value of x, or the unknown, which is 4, represented by either of this expression, is correct. This means this would be the value of the variable or the value of the unknown in the given equation. Join us to the next adventure involving the unknown.